welcome back to another haul video. This one is not a brand I ever thought I'd be going out of my way to shop specifically from, but this one's more as an experiment than anything. But this is an LA Colors haul. So admittedly, yes, I know, they are a super cheap brand. I did not spend very much money at all on this entire haul. I admittedly do not have the highest expectations in the world for the performance from these things, but you know what? If they should surprise me, I will be the first one to let you guys know, because if you can buy a cheaper thing that works as well as something higher end, why would you not buy the cheaper thing, you know? But if it turns out that they suck, this is literally like one peg up from Shop Miss A level cheap. So it's like, I hardly spent anything on these, alright? Between them already being cheap and then throwing a coupon on top of it, it's like, this was like a nothing. So, that's why I'm like, you know what? If they suck, I won't even be mad, but if they're good, I'm willing to give them a shot, you know? I mean, I've bought their nail polishes plenty of times before, and they just perform like average nail polishes. Nothing really to be... Nothing to write home about, but at the same time, nothing to be mad about, because they're not, like, terrible, but, they're just average. But I've never really gotten into trying much of anything else from them. They're one of those brands that I see a lot, but that I never really go out of my way for. I think when I did those, what were they? Were they the color bombs from them? Like, years ago, the weird triangular ones? I tried those, and yes, admittedly, those were fucking terrible. I'm hoping these perform better than that, because if these are that level, yeah, I'll be quite disappointed. But I'm hoping these will be better than that. I'm hoping. I've seen other people have these in, like, their makeup collections and hauls and things, so I'm assuming they're probably not, like, the worst in the world, but at the same time, I really don't know how they perform, so I am willing to test them for you guys and let you know the lowdown, because if they're good, may as well snag them on the cheap, you know? So, I got these little bitty palettes. I think I got 5 of them. Is that how many there were? There's 2 slightly bigger ones in here as well that we'll get to, but these literally only cost like a few bucks altogether. That's why I was like, oh, screw it, I'm gonna get those. They were on sale, and I threw a coupon at them, but they were already cheap to start with, so, like I said, I spent almost nothing on these. I think there was, like, a few others that exist that were not in stock, but I mean, this, again, is an experiment. I wasn't trying to get all of the things, I was just getting, like, a nice selection of things. So, this is the Sunset palette, and we can tell exactly what they're trying to make, like, a dupe cheap knockoff of. It's like a smaller, cheaper version of, like, the Urban Decay, like, Naked palettes. That is the vibe I get off of these. Like, even the font, that is the vibe I get. So, but these are really pretty colors, and if they perform well, again, I will not be disappointed having those in the arsenal. So, I have the Sunset one. Do they have color names on them? No. But that's okay. Unfortunately, the main ingredient in this, I know a lot of people are going to give me shit for, is in fact talc. So please be careful when you use these. Please try not to inhale it if you can avoid it. Just saying. I also got the Cool palette from them, which, this one, it's a split between the Urban Decay Naked palettes, but also that, like, what was it? Was it Maybelline or L'Oreal or who the hell? CoverGirl. I think it was CoverGirl. It was, like, shorter but taller, but was basically this same exact color range. I think they still sell it, but I know I owned it at some point. I might still have it in the back of, like, a bathroom drawer. I should really declutter that one, because that is probably a 10-year-old palette at this point. Really needs to go. Like, maybe I'll buy a newer one so I can review it. I don't know why I didn't review it way back when. I think I wasn't doing makeup reviews yet back then. That's probably why, but Yeah, it totally reminds me of that one. I'm hoping it works better than that one, because I got almost no pigment out of that CoverGirl one, so I'm hoping this does better. This one is just called Nude. Again! I wonder what we're trying to dupe. I couldn't imagine. Couldn't imagine. We've also got, and I'm actually very excited about this one. This one's just called Bright. So, you know, I'm all about that guy right here. I'm possibly the most excited about this one and the next one. So there's Bright, and there's Rose, which those are just really pretty. I think these two and then the very first one are the ones I'm most excited for. The other two, I kind of just got to flesh out the range, so in case it's one of those cheap-ass eyeshadows that it'll work okay, but it'll only, like, play nice with its own brand, I have more of a range to play with them within. But again, this was like a few bucks altogether for these, so I'm like, I don't even care. I don't even care. They were that cheap. Now, that said, these cost a little bit more, not by much. Not by much. I think I spent $9 altogether on the two of them. This is the LA Colors After Party and Socialite palettes. There was one more, but it also was not in stock, so that one would have liked, but at the end of the day, I don't even know how these perform, so if they suck, I'm not going back for it. If they turn out to be okay, maybe I will. Will I even remember to go back and check? Probably not, so I probably won't end up with it, but that's okay. So After Party, let's see. Come on, why don't you want to open? Oh, I chipped my nail polish, you bitch. That already makes me dislike it right there. Okay. So, Black Mirror. It's a nice little palette. And honestly, even looking at these versus looking at those, I can almost see a quality difference even just visually looking at them in the pans. So, if anything, I have more hope for this one and this other one here than I do for those little bitty ones that were literally a few bucks altogether. But I mean, at the same time, I must admit, I don't even have the highest of hopes for these. Because I know the reputation of LA Colors, but at the same time, I know that sometimes there's hidden gems that are often overlooked. And I am not one of those hoity-toity people who'll be like, oh, I couldn't possibly use that because it's from this brand and they're too cheap for me to bother with. No, I'm not one of those. If a thing works, I will happily use it. I don't give a crap. So here's the other one. It's very, like, autumnal orangey, like, kind of reds kind of palette. I like it, so again, I have high hopes. Admittedly, a lot of these colors are very similar to one another. Like, which two was I looking at? These two right here. You can tell there's a little difference, but they're so similar in person where it's like, I don't know. Like, what were you guys thinking? Like, these two, yeah, there's a little difference, but it ain't much, so we'll see. We'll see how they swatch out whenever I get around to these. I have so many better palettes that I'm definitely doing first, but one day I'll get around to these when I'm bored, probably, but so I have those. Just for shits and giggles, I bought a few liners. Here's our colors. I mostly got blues because I could. Because they were different shades of blues than I usually see, and they were so cheap that I was like, you know what, fuck it. I got one, like, neon fucking green. Because hell yes I did. Does it have a color name? Lime green. Who would have ever thought? I also have electric blue. I have sky blue. Violet. That's supposed to be purple? Wow. And turquoise, which is probably going to be, like, the actual favorite out of these. But regardless, I mean, these are kind of like the eyeliner colors that, if I stray from black, these are the ones I find myself kind of gravitating to anyway, blues, greens, and purples. But they're in slightly different shades than the usual ones that, like, seems like every brand under the sun fucking does. So I was like, okay, they're just different enough to where I'm intrigued. If they end up not sucking, maybe I'll go back for some more fun colors. And if they're terrible, then won't give them the time of day or ever think about them again, probably, so. But again, they were like a few bucks. And then just, were these the only two I got? Or was there another? I think it was just these two. Yeah, it's just these two. I got 2 polishes because of course I did. They're both with the metal finish, which you guys know I am a freaking hoe for. I love the metal finish polishes, not just from this brand, but just in general. I love that chrome look. So I have one in Sublime, which this is just like a really pretty color in general. And then this shade in Jaded, both for the name and for the shade. It looks almost like Sally Bowles green. I had to. It was necessary. It was like $1 or $2. So I'm like, I'll take a gamble on them. Again, I've used LA Colors polishes before, and they're fine. They're totally fine. So I'm like, okay, these are fun colors. I'm gonna grab them. That was my haul. Like I said, it wasn't much, and it definitely didn't cost me much at all, so I'm like, we'll see how they do. I'm curious. I am genuinely curious. Not curious enough to buy any lip products from them again, but curious in these, because I'm like, I don't think I've ever bought shadows or liners from them, so I'm just like, we'll see. If they suck, won't do it again. If they're good, maybe I'll keep them in the background of my radar just to keep an eye on from a distance, occasionally check in with. I don't need their every fucking release, but I mean, just if I see anything interesting from them in the future, if it turns out that they're okay, maybe I'll grab them and I'll let you know how they are. But if they turn out to suck, they're so cheap that I really can't be mad. Because I think I spent like, probably, including shipping, maybe $20 on everything altogether. So, anyways, that is it for this one, guys. So, as usual, you know what to do. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you're not already and you'd like to be, click subscribe, hit that notification bell icon so you never miss an upload, leave comments down below. Make sure you're following my social media accounts, my Facebook fan page, my Twitter, my Instagram, everything and more. It's all down below. And if you like what I do here on this channel and you'd like to help support it, the donation link, as always, is down in the description. Anyway, guys, till next time. Bye-bye.